The story begins on Star Station Helios 4, a giant metal ring floating above a red desert planet. Every day, thousands of humans and aliens walked through its bright halls, but no one noticed Evan Hall, a simple maintenance worker. He had no rank, no special skills, no medals. He only fixed broken lights, repaired old panels, and checked safety systems. But today, something strange was waiting for him. Evan started his morning like always late, tired and carrying his small toolkit. He walked through the long corridor toward Power Sector C, where a faulty energy relay had been reported. He thought it was a normal job. He was wrong. As he reached the relay room, he noticed something unusual. The security door, which always stayed sealed, was half open. The lights were flickering, and the air felt heavy. Evan hesitated. "This doesn't look right," he whispered. He stepped inside. The room was dark, except for a single glowing console on the far wall. The relay machinery hummed strangely, almost like it was alive. Evan bent down to check the wiring, and then he saw it. A strange silver device, covered in alien symbols, was attached to the power core. "Who put this here?" he said, shocked. He had worked on this station for 5 years and never seen anything like it. He didn't know it yet. But this device belonged to the Zaren Dominion, one of the most dangerous alien factions in the galaxy. They planned to overload the station's power grid and cause a massive explosion. Helios 4 would have been reduced to fire and metal dust. But Evan had no idea. He only thought the device was a faulty part someone installed by mistake. "That's not standard equipment," he muttered. "No wonder the system is acting weird." He reached out casually and pulled the device off. A deep vibration ran through the floor. The humming stopped. The lights came back on. And the station's entire security system suddenly flashed red. "Warning. Unauthorized device removed. Anti-sabotage countermeasures activated. Security breach detected." Evan froze. "What?" No, I just fixed it." "But the station, hey, I didn't care." It triggered an emergency lockdown. Massive blast doors shut across the station. Red sirens flashed everywhere. And in the command center, officers panicked as they saw the alert. In seconds, the entire station believed a dangerous terrorist had just disarmed. A bomb. And Evan Hall was standing right there holding it. He looked at the device in his hand and sighed. "This is not good." He tried to leave, but the door behind him slammed shut with a heavy clang. He was locked inside the relay room. Great. First I fix a power relay. Now I'm the reason the whole station is screaming. He tried the emergency comm. "Hello? This is Evan, maintenance worker. I think your alarm system is confused." Before he finished, a cold robotic voice filled the room. "Intruder detected. Stay where you are." Evan dropped the device in panic. "I'm not an intruder. I'm literally trying to fix your station." But no one listened. Across the station, heavily armed security teams ran toward Power Sector C. Meanwhile, deep inside the ventilation shafts above Evan, 2 shadowy figures watched silently. Their skin was pale blue. Their eyes glowed gold. They were Zaren operatives, the ones who planted the device. They stared in shock. "That human removed it," one hissed. "And he survived?" The other whispered. "He did more than survive. He disabled our trap. We must report this. The human is unusual? Unusual? No. Evan was just an unlucky man who made a simple mistake. But in the eyes of the Zaren Dominion, it looked like something else. A lone human who casually disarmed an alien sabotage device and shut down their operation. To them, he was not a random worker. He was a threat, a very dangerous threat. Back in the relay room, the blast door suddenly opened with a hiss. Evan jumped back as 10 armored security officers aimed their rifles at him. Hands in the air. The commander shouted dot. Evan raised his hands so fast he almost hit himself. Okay. But please someone tell me what I did. The commander stepped forward and pointed at the alien device lying on the floor. Where did you get that weapon? Weapon? Evan blinked. That thing? It was stuck to the power core. I pulled it off because it didn't belong there. The officers exchanged looks. One whispered, "He touched it with his bare hands?" "Impossible," another said. "Those things fry whoever touches them." Yet Evan stood there, perfectly fine, looking more confused than dangerous. The commander lowered his weapon slightly. "What are you?" he asked. Evan sighed. "Sir, I'm literally just the maintenance guy." But the galaxy was about to decide something very different. A simple mistake had just made Evan Hale the most talked-about human on Helios 4. And far away, across the stars, the Zaran Dominion marked his name. This human who ruined their secret mission. The human who must be. Captured. The human who must not live. Evan Hale's normal life ended that morning, and his legend had just begun. The interrogation room felt cold, even though the walls glowed with soft blue lights. Evan Hale sat in the middle of the room, his hands cuffed, his heart still racing. He had been dragged here by station security after accidentally saving the entire station from exploding. But no one believed his version of events. Across the table sat Commander Rhea Voss, a tall woman with sharp eyes and a voice that carried authority. She stared at Evan for a long time, then asked quietly, "Do you know what you really did today?" Evan sighed. "I fixed a power relay, and maybe ruined my whole life." Commander Voss leaned in. "That device you removed wasn't human. It was alien technology. Only highly trained agents can even touch such tech without dying. But you somehow did it while humming to yourself." "I was not humming," Evan muttered. Rhea ignored that. "My point is people don't survive contact with Zaran tech. But you did. Why?" Evan threw his hands up. "I don't know. Maybe the device knew I was just a maintenance guy and decided to go easy on me." Rhea didn't smile. She just stood up and paced slowly. "The Zarin Dominion has been silent for months. We had no idea they were planning something on Helios 4. She turned sharply. "You didn't just stumble into a mistake. You stopped a major attack." Evan felt dizzy. "So I'm being punished for saving the station?" "You're not being punished." Rhea's voice softened. "You're being studied." He blinked. "That does not make me feel better." Before Rhea could reply, the door slid open. A chrome-gray robot officer rolled inside, projecting a hologram above its head-live security footage. Rhea frowned. "Report." The robot spoke with a metallic echo. "Commander." Two unknown figures were spotted in the ventilation shafts above Sector C. They disappeared into the lower decks. Evan's stomach tightened. Blue skin? Glowing eyes? Rhea snapped her head toward him. "You saw them?" "No, but I felt like someone was watching me in that relay room. And I'm guessing it wasn't your security team." Rhea turned back to the robot. "Prepare a search. Those could be Zarin agents." Evan raised his cuffed hands. "Great! All you hunt aliens, can I go home?" "I left my lunch in my locker, and—" "No," Rhea said firmly. "You're coming with me." "What? Why?" "Because the Zarin will come back for their device." She pointed at him. "And for you." The words hit him harder than any punch. "Why me?" "Because you interfered with their mission." Evan slumped back. "Oh, wonderful. First, I break a weird machine. Now alien assassins want to kill me. This day just keeps getting better." Before Rhea could unlock his cuffs, the station shook violently. A loud alarm blasted through the speakers. Warning. Hull breach detected in Det 29. All personnel. Evacuate immediately. Ria's eyes widened. They're already here. The robot's hologram, updated showing armored figures, crashing through a maintenance bay door, carrying strange weapons. Evan swallowed hard. You mean, those are the Zarin? Ria drew her plasma pistol. Yes, and they're looking for the human who touched their device. Evan felt his legs go weak. Good luck to them. They'll never find me. Ria walked behind him and unlocked his cuffs. You're coming with me now. Evan blinked. Wait, what? Shouldn't I be hidden somewhere? No time. Move. She grabbed his arm and pulled him out of the room. The hallway outside was chaos lights flickering, smoke drifting from vents. People running in panic. Ria tapped her wrist comb. Squad Delta. Escort package. Civilian asset Evan Hawley. Prepare evac route. Package? Evan said, I'm a person. Not a box. They didn't get far. A blast door suddenly slammed down in front of them. Ria cursed. They're cutting off our exits. Behind them, metallic footsteps echoed. Evan turned slowly. 3 tall, blue-skinned Zarin soldiers emerged from the shadows. Their golden eyes glowed like fire. One hissed, There he is. The human who touched our device. Evan pointed at himself weakly. Me? No, I'm just a guy who fixes pipes. The lead Zarin raised a weapon that crackled with blue electricity. You will come with us, human. Alive or dead. Ria shoved Evan behind her and fired. Blue sparks lit up the hallway as her energy bolts hit the Zarin armor. Run, Evan. He didn't argue. Evan sprinted down the side corridor, passing broken panels and injured officers. Ria covered him, firing rapidly, until the Zarin forces pushed her back. Evan reached a dead and another locked blast door. He slammed his hand on the control panel. Come on. Open. Nothing. The footsteps grew louder. Evan turned around, his heart pounding. He had nowhere to go. Then something strange happened. The panel he was touching glowed bright white under his hand. Sparks jumped. Circuits hummed, and the door suddenly slid open with a violent hiss. Evan stared at his glowing palm. What did I just do? He didn't get time to think. Ria grabbed him from behind and pulled him through the door, just before a plasma bolt exploded. Against the wall, they ran into a cargo lift that shot downward. Ria looked at him shocked, breathing hard. Evan, how did you override a locked blast door with your bare hand? I don't know. He shouted. Maybe the door felt bad for me. Ria shook her head. No, this isn't normal. That alien device. It did something to you. Evan felt cold. What do you mean? Ria took a slow breath. You are not just a maintenance worker. Anymore. The lift descended into darkness as alarms echoed around them. You are something the Zarin fear, and that makes you the most dangerous man on this station. The cargo lift rattled as it descended deep into the lower decks of Helios 4. Lights flickered above Evan and Commander Ria Voss, painting their faces in cold blue flashes. Evan's heart was still pounding, his palms sweaty, his mind racing with one terrifying question. What happened to me? Ria kept watching him sharp, intense, as if she was studying a dangerous but confused animal. Finally, Evan spoke. Commander, what did you mean when you said the alien device did something to me? Ria didn't answer immediately. Instead, she tapped her wrist console, trying to contact her squad. Delta Team. Report. Only static answered. She sighed. Communication is jammed. The Zarin are blocking our signals. Evan hugged himself nervously. Yeah, great. Can't wait to see what else they have planned. The lift slowed and opened to a dimly lit storage bay, full of tall shipping crates and scattered machinery. It was quiet, too quiet. Rhea motioned him forward. Stay close. No talking. And if you hear anything, tell me. Evan nodded, trying not to panic. They moved between the crates, their steps echoing softly. But Evan couldn't stop thinking about the door he opened earlier. I touched it. And it opened. Like it listened to me? He whispered to himself. Rhea glanced back. Exactly. That's why I need answers. Before Evan could reply, they heard something, a soft clicking sound. Rhea instantly raised her pistol and pulled Evan behind a crate. From the shadows at the far end of the room, a floating sphere of dark metal appeared. Its red eye glowed. It scanned the room slowly. A Zarin scout drone, Rhea whispered. If it sees us, it will call soldiers. Evan swallowed. So, quietly hide? No. She gripped her pistol. We disable it. Evan peeked around the corner. You disable it how? Rhea pointed her weapon, but before she fired, the drone suddenly stopped. Its eye flickered. A strange humming sound filled the room. Evan clutched his head. Oh, you hear that? Rhea frowned. Hear what? The humming, like a buzzing inside my skull. Rhea's eyes widened. Evan stepped back, but before he could move, the drone's red eye turned white, completely frozen in place, and it powered down and crashed to the floor. Evan stared. Did I do that? Rhea approached the drone cautiously. This model cannot be hacked. It has no wireless ports. It responds only to Zarin commands. So why did it shut down? Evan whispered. Rhea looked at him as if the truth was slowly forming in her mind. That device you removed. Maybe it didn't kill you. Maybe it changed you. Evan threw his hands up. Changed me into what? An alien remote control. I don't know. Rhea grabbed his arm. But whatever you are now, the Zarin want you alive. He tried to speak, but before he could, the bay lights shut off, plunging them into darkness. Heavy footsteps echoed. Metal clicked. Voices whispered in an alien tongue. Rhea reacted instantly, pushing Evan behind a tall crate. They found us, she said in a low voice. Get ready. Evan peeked through a crack. 3 Zarin soldiers entered, scanning the darkness with glowing eyes. Their armor shimmered like liquid metal. They spoke softly, almost like hunters in a forest. He is here, one hissed. The human touched the device. He carries its signal. Another soldier raised a glowing scanner. The corridor sensors picked up a surge. He is close. Evan covered his mouth, shaking. They can sense me? Rhea whispered sharply. Stay calm. But Evan felt something else. Something strange. Like a thumping heartbeat. But not his own. Pulsed through his chest, spreading into his hands, his fingers, even his skin. I feel something, Evan whispered. Something inside me. It's like the device is calling me. Rhea stared. Fight it. Focus. Don't let it control you. But the pulse grew stronger. And then everything exploded into chaos. Zarin soldier turned sharply and pointed directly toward their hiding spot. There. The human is there. Rhea fired first, hitting the soldier's shoulder. Blue sparks flew as the alien stumbled back. Evan ducked as the other 2 opened fire, plasma bolts scorching the crates around them. Rhea grabbed Evan and dragged him deeper into the maze of storage containers. This way, she shouted. They ran through the bay, dodging crates as plasma bolts blasted metal around them. Evan suddenly felt the strange pulse in his hand again, and his palm glowed faintly white. Rhea, something's happening again. Control it, she yelled. I don't know how. The pulse surged again, stronger than before. It felt like lightning running through his arm, but not painful. More like power waking up. Ahead of them, a huge armored cargo door blocked their path. We're stuck, Evan yelled. Rhea slammed her fist on the control panel, but it was completely dead. No power. They locked us in. Footsteps grew louder behind them as the Zarin closed in. Come out, human, one hissed. We only want what belongs to us. Evan pressed his glowing hand to the door without thinking, and the entire door shattered, outward exploding into white fragments of energy and metal. Rhea froze. What? What did you just do? Evan stumbled back. I didn't mean to. I just touched it. The shockwave knocked down 2 Zarin soldiers behind them. The third shielded itself, staring at Evan in pure disbelief. The human carries the core pulse, the alien whispered. He is bonded with the device. Rhea grabbed Evan's arm. We need to move now. They ran through the broken doorway into another corridor as alarms sounded. Evan gasped for breath. What's happening to me? Rhea answered without slowing down. You're not a maintenance worker anymore, Evan. She looked back at him, half fear, half awe. You're something the Zarin never expected. And whatever is inside you is waking up. The corridor shook beneath Evan and Rhea as alarms echoed through every direction. Red emergency lights flashed, painting the metal walls with restless shadows. Evan still felt the strange energy in his palm warm, alive, almost breathing. He didn't understand it. He didn't want it, and he definitely didn't ask for it. But whatever it was, the Zarin wanted it very badly. Rhea pushed him forward. We need to reach the engineering core. It's the only place with systems strong enough to analyze what's inside you. Evan stumbled as they ran. Analyze? I don't even know what I am right now. Rhea didn't slow down. Then we find out. They turned a corner and stopped. A thick fog drifted from cracked pipes. Flames flickered from ruptured conduits. The entire section looked like it had survived a battle. It had. Bodies of human security officers lay across the floor. Some were stunned, others injured, some unmoving. Evan covered his mouth. Oh no. Rhea crouched beside a wounded officer. He was breathing, but barely. She tapped her wrist console, activating a beacon. Medical evac needed. She shouted. No response. The station's comms were still jammed. Evan looked around nervously. Commander, if they did this to train soldiers, what do you think they'll do to me? Rhea rose slowly, her face hard. That's why we keep moving. We stop only when we're safe. They continued through the damaged corridor, stepping over debris and broken machinery. Evan's heart raced, part fear, part confusion, part something else he didn't recognize. That pulse again, the same strange thumping inside him. It grew stronger. Rhea? Evan whispered. Something's wrong. I feel. Suddenly, the lights above them burst, showering sparks. Rhea grabbed him and pulled him behind an overturned cart. Boot steps. Slow. Heavy. Metallic. Evan peeked over the cart, and his breath froze. A Besung Persimmons. Zarin elite enforcer walked into view. Taller than the soldiers before. Armor glowing with gold veins, eyes burning like molten fire. Rhea whispered urgently, Don't move. Don't even breathe loudly. The enforcer scanned the wrecked corridor. We detected a pulse, it growled. He is near. Evan felt his chest tighten. It's sensing me again. Rhea placed a hand on his shoulder. Stay calm. If it sees you, I can't stop it alone. Evan nodded, trying to steady his breathing. But the enforcer turned its head sharply right toward their hiding spot. In one smooth motion. It raised an immense weapon. Rhea reacted instantly, pulling Evan away just as a wave of blue plasma tore through the cart, melting it into liquid metal. They ran. The enforcer roared and charged after them, its footsteps shaking the floor. Left, Rhea shouted. They turned, sprinting into another hallway. Right. They jumped over a crackling power cable. Down the stairs? They rushed down a spiral staircase as the enforcer fired again, blasting chunks of the metal railing into the air. Evan stumbled. Rhea, I'm slowing you down. Go without me. Rhea grabbed him by the collar. You're the reason they're attacking the station. I'm not leaving you. Evan didn't have time to argue. The enforcer leaped from the top of the stairs, falling 2 floors, and landed with a thunderous crash. Blocking their path. It stood up slowly, towering over them. The human must be taken alive, it said. The core pulse inside him belongs to us. Rhea pulled her pistol, but the enforcer swatted it away with one arm. The weapon flew across the hall, sparking. Rhea tried to shield Evan. The enforcer raised a massive fist. Glowing with deadly energy, Evan instinctively raised his glowing hand to protect himself. And then it happened. The pulse inside him exploded outward. Wave of white energy shot from Evan's palm, slamming into the enforcer with such force it lifted the giant alien off the floor and hurled it through a wall. Rhea stared, speechless. Evan, how did you? Evan looked at his hand, terrified. I don't know. I didn't do anything, it just happened. Before they could recover, the wall where the enforcer flew through began to shake. The alien pulled itself back into the hallway, armor cracked, face furious. We have underestimated the human, it snarled. He is not a threat. He is a weapon. Evan felt his legs go weak. I am definitely not a weapon. The enforcer charged. A new alarm suddenly blared across the station. Warning, massive power surge detected in engineering core. Systems destabilizing. Immediate evacuation advised. Rhea's face went pale. The Zarin are trying to overload the reactor too. They want to destroy the entire station if they can't get you. The enforcer lunged. A beam of energy shot from above, hitting it directly in the chest and throwing it back again. Evan and Rhea looked up. A squad of armored humans dropped from the ceiling hatch holding heavy plasma rifles, their armor marked with gold stripes. The leader stepped forward, helmet retracting. A tall woman with iron gray hair and fierce eyes stared at Evan. Evan Hawley, she said. You're coming with us right now. Rhea stepped in front of him. Identify yourself. The woman raised an ID badge. Admiral Cerise Cade, Terran High Command Special Division. Rhea stiffened. The High Command? Why are you here? Admiral Cade's eyes locked on Evan. We've been monitoring the alien device for months, and the moment a simple maintenance worker survives direct contact with it, every alarm in our network goes off. She took a step closer. You are the first human in history to bond with Zarin core technology. Evan backed away, shaking. I didn't bond with anything. I just wanted to fix a relay. The Admiral's voice became firm and cold. Evan, whether you want it or not, you've become the center of a war. Behind them, the enforcer began to rise again. The Admiral pointed at her squad. Get him out of here, now. Rhea grabbed Evan's arm and pulled him toward the Admiral's transport ship. Evan looked back at the burning corridor, the rising enforcer, the chaos around him. Why me? He whispered. Admiral Cade answered without emotion. Because a simple mistake made you something the galaxy has never seen before. Evan didn't remember running. He didn't remember how many stairs they climbed or how many hallways they crossed. All he remembered was fear, the kind that squeezes your chest and refuses to let go. Rhea kept pulling him forward while Admiral Cade's elite soldiers covered their escape. Gunfire echoed behind them As the squad fought the Zarin enforcer again, Evan stumbled as they reached a hangar door. Cade placed her palm on the scanner, and the heavy blast doors opened, revealing a sleek, black military shuttle waiting inside. "Get him inside," Cade ordered. Rhea helped Evan up the ramp, but he stopped at the entrance and looked back. The station was dying. Smoke poured from open vents. Alarms screamed. The floor trembled under his feet. Soldiers and crew ran in every direction, trying to survive. "This is happening because of me," Evan whispered. Rhea grabbed his shoulders. "This is happening because the Zarin want something terrible. You just happened to survive their device." Evan shook his head. "No, they keep saying I bonded with it. Why? I don't understand what's inside me." "You will," Cade said sharply from behind him. "And soon." Evan swallowed hard. "That sounds like a threat." "It's not," Cade said. "It's a warning." Before Evan could speak, a massive explosion shook the hangar. The lights flickered, then went out completely. Powers failing. One of the soldiers shouted. Rhea pushed Evan inside the shuttle. "Go!" But as he stepped inside, the strange pulse inside him suddenly surged again, stronger than before. It thumped like a living heartbeat, sending sparks of energy up his arm. He grabbed the doorframe. "Rhea, something's happening again." Cade frowned. "When did it start?" "When the drone saw me. Then the enforcer. Now it feels like it's growing." Cade's eyes narrowed. "The core pulse is responding to danger. It thinks you are the host." "The what pulse?" Evan shouted. Rhea looked at Cade. "Explain, now." Admiral Cade sighed, then spoke fast. "The Zarin device you touched is called a core seed. It contains living energy, ancient, powerful, and extremely dangerous. No human has ever survived direct contact. But Evan, the seed, didn't kill him. It merged with him." Evan's legs nearly gave out. "Merged? As in? Infected?" "No," Cade said. "Worse, it chose you." Evan felt dizzy. "I don't want to be chosen." Cade stepped closer. "You don't have a choice. And neither do we. Now get inside." A sudden explosion hurled the Admiral backward. Smoke and fire filled the hangar. The Zarin enforcer stepped through the flames, armor glowing red from the heat. "You cannot escape," it growled. "The human belongs to us." The soldiers opened fire, but the enforcer moved through the shots, barely slowed. It raised its weapon toward Evan. Rhea pulled him behind a cargo crate. "Stay down." The enforcer roared, aiming at the crate. Evan felt the pulse inside him explode again, hot, bright. Overwhelming. Then everything slowed. Rhea's voice faded. The gunfire became distant. The world dimmed around him, but a whisper filled his mind. A voice he didn't recognize. Host synchronizing. Core awakening. Defend or perish. Evan gasped. Who said that? Then time snapped back. A massive energy blast shot straight toward him. Instinctively, Evan raised his hand. Whoom! A bright white shield formed in front of him, absorbing the enforcer's attack and blasting the alien backward. The soldiers froze. Rhea froze. Even the enforcer paused in disbelief. Evan stared at the glowing shield floating from his hand. What is this? Cade, recovering from the blast, shouted, "The core seed is activating." "Evan, don't fight it." "I'm not fighting anything." Evan yelled. The shield dissolved into sparks. The enforcer staggered back to its feet, furious. The host must be taken. He is unstable. The alien charged again. Rhea grabbed Evan's arm. "Move! Get to the shuttle." But Evan's body felt heavy. Each step burned with energy he didn't understand. He collapsed to one knee. Rhea tried to lift him. "Evan, come on." I can't," he gasped. It's like something's draining me. Cade rushed to his side. He's overloading. What does that mean? Rhea shouted. The seed is pulling energy from his body to defend him, Cade said. If this continues, it will kill him. Evan's vision blurred. Shapes twisted. The hangar darkened. He felt like he was falling into himself. A voice returned calm. Cold, ancient. Host in danger. Full activation protocol required. No, Evan whispered. Stop, I don't want this. But the pulse ignored him. The enforcer leaped, aiming directly at Evan. Cade raised her rifle. Stop, but she was too slow. Rhea screamed. Evan! As the enforcer reached him, Evan's body erupted in bright white light, filling the hangar with a blinding flash. A shockwave blasted outward, hurling soldiers, crates, machines, and the enforcer across the room. For a full 10 seconds, everything was silent. Then the light faded. Evan collapsed unconscious on the floor, steam rising from his skin. Rhea rushed to him, shaking. Evan? Evan? Cade knelt beside him. He's alive. But barely. Rhea glared. If he keeps using this power, it will kill him. Cade nodded grimly. Which is why we must get him off this station immediately. She looked at the smoking enforcer, dragging itself upright again, and before the Zarin tear him apart. She motioned to her squad. Prepare emergency lift-off. We leave now. As the soldiers carried Evan into the shuttle, Rhea held his limp hand. Her voice shook. Hold on, Evan. Please. Don't let the galaxy take you yet. His fingers twitched faintly. The pulse inside him beat once weak, but alive. The shuttle doors closed as explosions rocked the station. Evan Hawley had no idea. But the entire galaxy had just learned his name. Ethan stood inside the ancient alien archive, feeling the pressure of 1,000 years of secrets pushing down on him. The blue holographic symbols floated around his body like silent ghosts. His heart was racing, but he forced his breath to stay calm. The archivist I watched him with glowing silver eyes. Waiting. It finally spoke. You were not chosen by accident, Ethan Gray. The mistake you made opened a locked door. Ethan swallowed hard. Tell me everything, he whispered. The AI blinked slowly, and the floor lit up. A giant map unfolded, galaxies, star routes, alien ruins, and glowing red warnings everywhere. Ethan stared, confused. This is not a map, the archivist said. This is a timeline. Ethan stepped closer. A timeline of what? A war that repeats every 5,000 years. His chest tightened. It sounded impossible. Yet he had already seen evidence of ancient battles on the frontier planets. The AI showed images, ancient soldiers, destroyed worlds, and shadows shaped like monsters crawling out of dark space. Each cycle, the Voidborn awaken. The AI continued. They erase entire civilizations. And each cycle, a champion rises by accident. Ethan froze. Are you saying I am the new champion? The hologram shifted to show a human figure, blurry, faceless, but wearing armor with markings that looked painfully familiar. Ethan leaned in closer. The shape, the posture, the symbol on the shoulder. It looked exactly like him. His breath caught in his throat. No, this can't be real. I'm just a mechanic. I made a mistake. The archivist replied calmly. Greatness often begins with a mistake. Heroes are rarely born ready. Ethan stepped back, shaking. His mind felt split between fear and responsibility. The team arrived suddenly. Heavy footsteps echoed through the archive. Zara, Captain Riven, and the alien twins Lysa and Corin ran inside. Their expressions were tense. Zara yelled, Ethan? The base outside is waking up. Something huge is moving underground. Ethan stared at her with new fear. The Voidborn. Are they already here? The archivist's voice deepened. No, but their watchers are. A loud rumble shook the entire chamber. Dust fell from the ceiling. The holograms flickered. Captain Riven pulled out his plasma rifle. We need to move. Now. But the AI raised a shield of light around the group, protecting them from falling debris. Listen carefully, it said. The Watchers cannot be fought with weapons. They sense fear and chase energy signatures. You must stay silent. And stay dark. Another thunderous crack echoed through the archive, like something enormous dragging metal claws across stone. Lysa's voice trembled. What is that thing? The AI answered. A sentinel of the void. It has awakened early. Because Ethan changed the timeline. Everyone turned slowly toward Ethan. Zara whispered. So? You really did start something bigger. Ethan felt guilt stabbing through his chest. I never wanted this. I just wanted to fix a broken ship. I just wanted to help. The twin alien Corin placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Maybe this is how legends begin. The sentinel Haitians, the entire structure vibrated again. The ground split open, and a massive shadow crawled through dark purple skin like liquid metal, glowing cracks spreading across its body, and 6 bright eyes scanning everything like beams. A void sentinel docked. It roared, an inhuman sound that felt like claws scraping the inside of everyone's skull. Zara flinched, covering her ears. What do we do? The AI whispered urgently. Stay still. Stay silent. The sentinel sniffed the air, sensing heat and fear. It turned toward Riven's weapon, glowing with energy. Riven's hands shook. It's detecting my rifle. I can drop it. Ethan grabbed his arm. No. If you move, it attacks instantly. The sentinel took one massive step toward them. The ground cracked under its weight. Its eyes narrowed, scanning the light shield around the group. Ethan felt sweat running down his back. His heartbeat thundered in his ears. And suddenly one of the lights on the shield flickered. Zara whispered, Ethan, the shield is failing. The archivist spoke calmly. Ethan, only you can stop it. Touch the central console. Ethan stared at the glowing pedestal. What will it do? It will answer your destiny. The sentinel roared again. The shield flickered harder. Riven shouted, Ethan, go! Ethan makes a CHOIC. Ethan ran. His footsteps echoed across the stone floor. The sentinel instantly turned, sensing motion. It lunged. Zara screamed. Ethan! The creature's claws sliced through the air, just inches from Ethan's back. He threw himself onto the pedestal and slammed his hand down. A shockwave of blue energy exploded outward. The sentinel froze mid-attack. Its eyes turned dim. Its body stopped moving as if time itself had paused. Ethan gasped, looking at his glowing hand. What? What did I do? The archivist's voice echoed like a chorus of ancient spirits. You have awakened the arm of the first champion. You are now connected to the ancient defense network. Ethan looked around in disbelief. I didn't just change the timeline. I stepped into it. Zara stared at him with wide eyes. You're not the same Ethan anymore. The AI spoke again, this time darker. Prepare yourselves. The Voidborn will feel what happened here. They will come. The chamber lights flickered to red. The real war was about to begin. The ancient archive shook as alarms echoed through the chambers. Red lights flashed on every wall, and the air felt heavy, charged with a danger no one could see yet. The archivist AI's voice spoke urgently. The Voidborn have sensed the activation. Their forces are moving across subspace. You do not have much time. Ethan stepped away from the glowing pedestal. A blue symbol pulsed on his right hand, like a burning star tattooed into his skin. When he moved, faint trails of light followed. Zara stared at him, her voice trembling. "Ethan, you look different." Ethan didn't feel like himself. His senses were sharper, his thoughts clearer, his fear quieter. It was as if something ancient had awakened inside him. Captain Riven studied Ethan carefully. "Can you control that power?" "I don't know," Ethan replied honestly. "But if it's the only thing that can stop them, I'll try." The archive doors opened, the chamber doors groaned open, revealing the long hallway outside. The structure shook again as something massive struck the outer walls. Lisa, the alien twin, stepped forward. "I can feel them in the dark." "Many of them." "They are coming." Corin added, "Ethan, the pedestal connected you to their frequency. They are hunting you now." Ethan nodded slowly. "Then let them come. We need to get out of here." The team rushed into the hallway. The walls were covered in glowing symbols, reacting to Ethan's presence. The ground vibrated with every step. Behind them, the Archivist AI spoke one last warning. "If you survive, seek the Starforge. Only there can the Voidborn be stopped forever." Riven muttered, "Great. Another ancient mystery." The Voidborn HTCK as the group moved through the ruins, a cold wind swept in. The lights dimmed. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the floor. Then a growl echoed through the darkness. Ethan froze. "They're here." 6 thin, spider-like creatures crawled out from the ceiling, their bodies made of swirling dark smoke with glowing purple veins. More appeared on the walls, the ceiling, the floor. Surrounding them silently, Zara whispered, terrified, "Ethan, they're not attacking. They're waiting for you." The creatures tilted their heads in unison. Sensing the energy in Ethan's hand, Ethan stepped forward. "I don't want to run anymore." The creatures lunged. Riven fired his plasma rifle. Blue shots lit up the hallway, blasting one creature apart. Lysa and Corin used their energy blades, slashing back to back. Zara grabbed Ethan's arm. "Use your power. Do something." "I don't know how," Ethan shouted. A Voidborn jumped at him, claws ready to tear, and Ethan raised his glowing hand. A shockwave exploded from his palm. Like a burst of living lightning, the creature disintegrated instantly. Ethan stared at his hand in shock. I did that?" Zara smiled despite the chaos. "Looks like your mistake keeps getting better." But the hallway filled with more Voidborn. Too many. Hundreds. Ethan's confidence cracked. "We can't win this." "There's too many." Riven pointed to a lift shaft at the end of the hall. "We just need to reach the surface." "Run." The final CHAC. They sprinted through collapsing corridors. Voidborn chased them like a black tide. The structure trembled violently as something colossal awakened deeper below. Zara stumbled, and Ethan grabbed her hand, pulling her up. "Don't stop. Go." They reached the vertical lift shaft. The platform was dead, no power. "They're right behind us." Lysa shouted. Ethan stepped onto the edge of the shaft. He felt energy humming inside him. Dangerous, unstable, powerful. "What are you doing?" Zara yelled, "I'm powering it." He placed his glowing hand onto the ancient control panel. Blue light surged through the device, awakening it instantly. The platform roared to life and shot upward just as the Voidborn swarmed into the shaft below, climbing the walls like insects. The team held on tightly as they rose toward the surface. Suddenly, a massive Voidborn sentinel the size of a small ship rose beneath them, roaring in frustration. Its claws tore into the shaft walls, climbing fast. Zara screamed, "It's catching up!" Ethan faced the monster. He felt the power inside him building, overwhelming his body. "I can stop it. But I don't know if I'll survive." Riven shouted, "Don't you dare! We need you." But Ethan made his choice. He stepped to the edge of the platform. "I started this. I'll finish it." He jumped. Zara reached out. Ethan. But Ethan was already falling, glowing brighter and brighter. A human comet descending into darkness. The sentinel reached for him. Ethan thrust out his hand and released everything. Blinding explosion swallowed the entire shaft. The void-born screams echoed as the shockwave vaporized them. Above, the platform shot out of the top of the ruins, blasting into the open alien sky before crashing onto the rocky ground. Zara coughed, crawling out. Ethan? Ethan. There was no answer, only silence.